Welcome to Sacred Strategy, the business and energy podcast where bold strategies meet the magic of energy and intuition. I'm Sora Schilling, sacred spaceholder, business alchemist, and creator of the Devoted Archetypes, Sovereign Selling, and the Devoted Energy Coaching Model. For over a decade, I've guided thousands of coaches and spaceholders to build thriving, soul-aligned businesses that create impact and life-changing money. Let's cut through the noise of traditional strategies and uncover your unique medicine. Use the devoted archetypes to become a transformational spaceholder and learn to sovereignly sell with integrity. This podcast is your invitation to step into your magic and create a blissfully abundant business and life filled with curiosity, awe, and wonder. Let's dive in. Hello, dear podcast family. Oh my goodness, what a week it's been. Firstly, I am today getting prepared for our Reach Raleigh live event that is happening Saturday and Sunday. It's 2 full days where folks are flying in and we get to work together on their sales system. And we also have a pre-party on Friday where we have a shopping date and a play date. And I am so excited. So this morning I woke up early and I was laying in bed having snuggles. And as I was doing so, just getting these downloads of inspiration of how I can organize the day and what it'll look like to be workshopping a sexy system, honoring the offer, creating a way and a process to help support the attendees that are coming to really dive into their business while also doing it in a fun way. And I have everything downloaded now, which is what I love about trusting our intuition as badass CEOs. Now, I believe in having a plan. I believe in having sexy systems and strategies. I believe in knowing exactly where I'm going. I also really lean in and go drop into the pocket, knowing that I'm going to come up with the deepest ideas and follow the threads of my intuition. When I slow down, I pause, I allow myself to walk with what is occurring and making sure that the creation that comes through is based on the energetics of those that will be there. So the humans that will be sitting in the seats at the retreat in Raleigh means that there is a particular signature to the space that I'm holding. And so therefore, I cannot just fully craft everything months ahead of time. It really has to happen a good spacious week ahead of time. So I know exactly how I'm going to really serve each and every person that will be there. Now, there is still 2 spots left if you so desire to join. If you're that person who loves last minute travels, who can get in their car or on a flight and get themselves ready to be a part of this business experience, then I highly suggest you reach out to me and let me know because it is going to be so fun. All right. So, with that being said, I love to talk about today what it's really like to work with me inside of the LUSH Business Mastermind. Because, like everything, my first and foremost belief in the way that I serve my clients is how do I be an exceptional space holder? How do I create an intimate structure? What does it look like for every single person to feel as if they belong? And what kind of caliber of support can I provide so that each person who enters in feels deeply held, recognized, witnessed, and seated in their magic medicine? And so I'm going to go and take you behind the scenes of the LUSH Business Mastermind today, really honoring the rhythms, the rituals, and the structures that hold you potentially if you are interested in entering in now or in the future, and what kind of intimacy will help you really recognize with such an exhale that you can be supported by a coach in this kind of way. Right? We are often seeking and looking for the next support, the next coach and healer, and we don't necessarily know what happens behind the scenes. And we might have been really burned quite often when it comes to investing. And yes, we have to take responsibility around whether or not you are ready, and every experience you have is going to be supportive in some way and some capacity. And also, each time you work with a coach, you begin to recognize what is your style of being coached. How do you like to be in certain containers? What does that mean for you? And then you can discern which one feels true for you. And so I hope this helps you do that. And so, really, for me, my focus is on witnessing you and helping you as a thought leader, as a space holder, as a badass CEO. So let's start with what matters. You can learn strategy anywhere. You can learn strategy through any free content as well. You can look at and learn strategy by looking at someone and how they're doing something. You can buy a template, you can binge a course, and you can overextend yourself, but not be fully helped specifically in the intimacy of knowing you and your design and your business, which means oddly, you still feel so alone while you're doing all the things. And so Lush was created and exists because I believe you deserve to be well resourced while you are growing. You're here to leave a legacy and scale with simplicity, with spaciousness, and rooted in the kind of leadership that actually creates sustainability and longevity. What I mean by that is leadership that helps your clients feel as if you're so trustworthy that they desire to come back over and over and over again. And so when you step into Lush, you're stepping into a sacred space. And so you'll be held and you'll be witnessed and you'll be supported, but you won't be rescued. And so I'm here as your mentor and your strategist and a space holder who's going to celebrate you wildly and also invite you into some radical responsibility. And so let me explain to you what that means, right? So I'm here as your coach, your mentor, and your consultant. They're different. So, as your coach, I'm here to pull out what is going on from an energetic standpoint, from a mindset standpoint, from a time standpoint, from a strategic standpoint. And I'm going to ask you questions and invite you to really step into a space of discerning what feels true for you. As a mentor, I'm here to provide you with some suggestions and strategies and know hows of things that you may not know because you haven't experienced it yet, or because you haven't gone through these particular steps and you'd like to know and you would like to try it out for yourself to discern if it feels true for you or not. And so, as a mentor, I'm guiding you based on my own thoughts, feelings, and information I've accumulated by my own business, but also based on the clients that I have served. Now, I'm also here as your consultant, meaning that I'm here to provide you with steps and resources and look at your work on an intimate nature to help you really land. So, for example, I will do copy review or design review, or I will, as your consultant, provide you with specific tailored resources. And so that's why it's a hybrid of being your consultant, your mentor, and your coach. And so, though I might share with you 1 to 3 steps, here's the valuable strategy that you might want to play with. Here's the resource to help you specifically take those actions and also really energetically notice if this rings true for you. It doesn't mean that I am here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to save you. So, I can't create the copy for you. I can't create your wisdom, your thought leadership for you. So therefore, if you say to me, "Can you just tell me what the offer should be?" I can't, nor do I want to, because you're the badass CEO, right? And so I'm going to celebrate you wildly. I'm going to ask you questions and invite you to the table as a colleague. And you have to share with me your thoughts and feelings, considerations, your metrics, what's happened before, what you're thinking is happening now, and taking full responsibility of what has occurred. And then I can meet you and support you in where to go next. And so this combination helps to create clarity and also tenderness, right? It helps us stay in a space of vulnerability, openness, and curiosity. And together, with the help of your mastermind sisters, we get to create and become this architect, creating the architect of the group experience as well as your business structure. And so it helps you stay in the frequency of power, play, and groundedness. And so, to anchor that energy, we're going to begin with one question you'll hear me ask a lot, which is, what would my badass CEO self do? By you stepping into that space and claiming that identity in every question you have means it's going to be your guiding compass, especially when things feel swirly or feels a little unkiltered and wobbly. So, when it comes to the feeling of Lush, being in the room of Lush, think of Lush Business Mastermind as a living ecosystem. And so, between live calls, which we have 3 live business calls every other week, we gather in Circle, which is our private community platform, but also we energetically stay in Sacred Circle, right? Does that make sense? My living, breathing legacy has been sacred circles. And so I believe in all of our spaces being a circle with an opening and a prayer, and us really entering in from a harmonious space of presence. But also, there is a physical virtual platform we're using called Circle as a private community. So, this is a small but mighty space where we really honor the rhythms of yourself, and where everything comes alive and the alchemical process helps us move and reflect and pause and think and pivot and strategize and move again. So, inside of this platform where our private community lives, there's a couple things that are available. So, the first is we have a weekly brag and bloom area. Yes, we're going to brag. And no, it's not weird. And you're going to name one thing you're proud of and one thing that you're seeing some momentum around. And now, why is this beneficial? It's beneficial because your brain learns to track evidence of your growth. I'm going to say that again. The reason that we celebrate ourselves is we are teaching, like a muscle, our brain to track evidence of our growth. Rather than focusing on all the things that are going wrong, it's helping us actually fixate and track the things that we have done, what we have learned from it, and therefore how we have grown. And the community learns how to celebrate you specifically in this accurate way by understanding exactly what's going on in your life. And so that's why we are bragging and celebrating, but we're also sharing what we have learned, meaning how we have bloomed. We also have a Monday accountability check in. So, this is where you get to name what you're focusing on in the week. And why this is beneficial is because you stop switching around context around, oh my gosh, there's so much I have to do, to actually coming to a place of intentionally, this is what I'd like to focus on. And then you start actually completing it, right? Also, in our Monday accountability, it's not only tell me the 3 things you're going to do, there is a feeling based approach to the expression of our check in as well. And we're also going to be witnessing each other. So there is an area where you get support, and you get support every day. And so during that place, you get to post in, comment, reflect, offer resources, or simply say, I see you, because we get to support one another in this container. And so this releases and relieves this hierarchical nature, because yes, I'm there to support you, but so is everyone else, including you get to help support your fellow luminaries in the mastermind as well. And so this benefits you because all together we're constantly learning and remembering what circular sacred leadership looks like, and it becomes a habit instead of only a concept. And so these areas and these actions you're taking each week is not busy work. These actions are helping to solidify and calm your nervous system. This is a way for us to check in and show up rather than hide. Okay, so that is the virtual space. Now, there's also these 3 primary touch points that happens throughout the month, and they are the 3 business mentorship sessions where you get your business coaching. And so there are these mentorship calls, these co working sessions, and these private one on ones. This is where you get that intimate support. So when you sign up, you will be put into pods, and these pods are so that you know exactly what date and time you will receive your support, and you can always show up to all the other calls. But this is a way for you to know, oh, This day, I am getting my help. So I am going to show up. And even if I don't believe I have any questions, I am going to be asked to be present, be placed into the center of the circle, and be loved up on. Right. And so when you come with a clear question, you will receive your personalized guidance inside of the collective. And so this benefits because not only are you going to receive your support, but you're going to hear other people and their questions. And so you're going to learn faster through the witnessing and the answers and the resources that are provided for other people as well. There's also going to be a space for co-working where you get to drop in and during that time, you get to work on your stuff. That could be resting, reflecting, envisioning, integrating, reiterating, uh, creating, right? There's so many different things that could be happening. And so this is where rather than overthinking, you get to drop in and be in that creative flow with the energy of those that are in the room. You also get your private one on one sessions. And so this is where we meet your key milestones. We get to, firstly, foremost, during our first session, come together to create your 90-day LUSH map. And this is your magnetic abundance plan. And so this gives you a compass in understanding what are the things that we're going to work on in the first 3 months of your time inside of LUSH. This is where we might look at refining your offers and your messaging, cleaning up your sales system, or navigating leadership and facilitation in a deeper way, your coaching skills. And so this benefits you because we begin to integrate strategy and energetics based on a bird's eye view. So you're not just constantly working, you're working towards something, right? And then you'll have a private one on one session in the middle and then a private one on one session at the end so that you have a plan again for the next round of coaching or expression of your business that you want to move forward with. So the intimacy here inside of Lush is designed and it's not accidental. I'm very specific in what it is that is being created and offered because I do believe that safety creates a calm nervous system, which creates speed and creative flow. So we cultivate that safety with clear agreements and simple logistics and some simple actions. And so I believe that confidentiality is a non negotiable. And so you get to really express yourself and arrive however way you are with whatever personal experiences are occurring. We also invite you to come with a clear ask so that you're getting that precise support. And so there's always context and there's always a back end knowing of what is exactly happening within you and your life and where you are in your business and what actions have you taken. So we know exactly where you want to go. There's also copy and design review. And so you'll be sharing your Google Docs and submitting a review form so that you get direct inline guidance without ever there being any bottlenecking or any sort of waiting too long. And if you have any other type of question, there is my team. And so you can always email them and know that you will be supported beautifully. And so, again, why do we have these systems in place so that it benefits you and your nervous system? So your energy stays with your highest value work, that you get to stay in the space of divine creation as a badass CEO. And the structure is going to help you rest into that. Okay, so there is another part of the equation that I believe is the core part of Lush. It's the secret sauce, and that's diving into circular sacred leadership. So I truly believe that leadership isn't top down. It isn't this hierarchical nature. It is a living, breathing representation of what a Mother Earth ecosystem looks like. And so here is where you get to come in with all of your questions, your concerns, any sort of friction that's happening in your business or with your clients or during your coaching or your circles or your offerings. We practice what it looks like to understand your personal boundaries, what it looks like to facilitate with more ease, what does it look like to resolve conflict with compassion. We provide real examples and help you during any sticky client situation you have. And so this is where we get to map out the dynamics and offer facilitation language for you to use that you can then rehearse, that you can begin to apply so that your body, your mind, your heart, and your energetic system knows how to show up in circular sacred leadership. This is also not only will you feel well resourced, but also where you get to step into a deeper healing journey by understanding where you are in the conflict triangle and how some of the conflicts that are occurring in your business and your life is a direct representation of an area for you to resolve yourself and step up into your sovereignty, right? And so, if you're playing and experiencing victimhood, being a persecutor, or really wanting to be in rescue mode, we get to honor and notice that and then clear that and see how you can take responsibility and show up sovereignly so that you're meeting your clients, your team, your community, your fellow loved ones, yourself in a space of sovereignty as well. Okay. There's also inside of our container a full library. And in this library, there's strategy, messaging systems, leadership, and it's not here for you to consume all of it. It's not a course. Lush Business Mastermind is not a course, and it is not a training where you have to consume everything. If anything, my hope is that you don't consume anything until it is the time for you to consume something. So the rhythm is simple. You act from your 90-day Lush map that we create together on our first one-on-one call. Then you will watch training specifically that I might suggest throughout our time together in the mastermind that supports the actions that you're taking now. Not only this, each month I really listen to you as a community, and I personally create a business spark lab with one big strategic focus based on where I know the majority of you are. In addition, every month we have a content creation lab. This is where for 90 minutes, I help you map out a month of magnetic messaging. But not only do I help you map it out, during that time, you're going to actually write it. So by the end of your 90 minutes, you have all of the content written that you need. There's also every single replay of all of our live calls, of all the trainings, of all the labs are also inside of our Circle platform. So you can revisit everything at any given moment while you're inside of the mastermind. So the benefit of this is that it's not about binging. It's about building. It's about being intentional. It's about knowing that resources are available when you are ready for it. And the first thing and the focus that we have together, myself as a coach and you as the luminary, is to begin to understand your rhythm, your design, and learning how to stay in momentum with consistency and with internal kindness. So, when my luminaries go through this experience, they honestly always feel like there are big, loud, and also loving, deep, quiet wins. Luminaries are constantly telling me that they're feeling incredibly seen, that they don't have to hustle anymore. There's no proving energy, that everything feels incredibly supportive, that the back end of their systems and their business matches their brilliance, that there's no more client energy leaks, and that there's clarifying experiences that has to do with pricing and the offer and clean sales pathways and simpler deliveries, and they don't go rogue anymore, and there's stronger boundaries, and they feel braver in their visibility, and they can't imagine having a business where they're no longer thinking about and having the priorities be things like onboarding and re-signing, right? And so it's really about making sure that you are creating an experience that is epic and is based on sacred space holding for your clients. Now, in addition, life happens, right? And so inside of Lush, I am here to honor your humanity. We grieve together, we honor transitions together. We are here to share private messages in tenderness. We adjust expectations based on what it is that's happening in your life. And so you'll thrive in Lush because you'll see that you're generating proof, confidence, and results. And you're ready to simplify even more as you continue. So, if you desire and you feel aligned with this, I would love to support you because as your coach, I want to be there to celebrate every single milestone. I want to lovingly challenge you when you feel as if you're second guessing yourself. I desire for you to enter in and fall in love with all the other luminaries that are inside of this mastermind. And I desire for you to recognize that no longer, ever again, do you have to build your business alone because together you will build a simple, repeatable business architecture that matches your capacity. You're going to have messaging that sounds like you and converts like a dream. You're going to have a sales system that feels sovereign and not slimy. You're going to have a tighter delivery, cleaner boundaries, more energy, and an onboarding, offboarding, and re signing experience that your clients are going to respect you for, love you for, and continue to work with you because. And there's going to be this intangible but undeniable energetic shift, emotional shift, and mindset shift that you're going to embody that circular leader and badass CEO within your work because you're now confident in how you are navigating your business. So, my 3 questions for you to try on today are the following. What would my badass CEO self do in this moment in time? And maybe it's join Lush. Where am I asking for rescue instead of responsibility? And lastly, what's one action this week that honors my energy and moves revenue forward? Now, if one of these lands, good. Bring it into the circle when you join us inside of Lush Business Mastermind. So, again, if you're listening and thinking this is the support I've been missing, then I would love for you to apply and come into the mastermind. Tell me who you are, where your business is today, what you are desiring to create, where are you meeting the friction and the tension, and where do you actually want to go? Therefore, I can meet you there with strategy, with sacred space, and with a community that's going to help you feel as if you finally belong. Okay, all you have to do is go to soraschilling.com/lush and apply. I can't wait to read your story and welcome you in. And if you have any questions, simply head over to Devoted Way on Instagram and shoot me a little DM. Until next time, after Reach Raleigh during our live event, I'm going to come back and share with you all of my learnings. Until then, I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.